Hello, hello. I think we're getting started. Here we go. Just finishing setup here. It's my first time streaming to YouTube, so there's some kinks to work out. How's the audio? Let me know. Let me know. I think it looks. Okay, I could probably turn my voice up. I think that's good. Yeah, that looks better. Let me know how the levels are with the music and all that. Okay, I think we're looking pretty good here. All right, all right. If there's anything like noticeably wrong, please point it out to me and I'll do what I can to fix it. Like my music, what just happened to my music? Let's start here. There we go. Okay. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. All right, hello everybody. Welcome. Welcome back. This is live stream number 3, I think. The first 2 were like super tests. And this will be the first live stream in the YouTube space, so I'm excited about that. We're going to be getting into some photo editing today. I went off and did a monster photo shoot yesterday, and I have a bunch of pre-selected images that we're going to be rifling through and touching up, and we're just going to chill and have a good time. So thank you so much if you're joining in. Really appreciate that you're here. Okay. So let's see here. Let's see. I do have the chat window open, so if there's any questions or anything you want to chat about, throw those comments in there, and I will respond to them. That's usually how this thing works, right? Okay. All right, we're looking good. So let's see if this works here. Let's jump over to Lightroom. Nope. There we go. There it is. Perfect. Look at that. I think it's cutting off just a little bit on the left-hand side, but I'm okay with that. I think that looks good. Do we want that up there? Yeah, why not? Let's get that up there, but let's change it. There we go. Latest on Instagram up there for your viewing pleasure. I'll turn it off if it gets in the way. I'm gonna resize this window really quick, and then I'll stop messing around. Oh, this one, yeah. It is much, much too... Yeah, I just want a nice gray box like that. Does that work? I think that looks fine. Okay. Back to here. Here we go. All right, here we are. Yes, 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 yes. Perfect. We're about to get started here. I'm just sending out a couple of blasts. Okay, should we get into it? I got a bunch of images to get through. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do them all on stream, but I'll at least get a good way through. Oh, okay. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Don't forget the chat's open. Any questions, anything like that, just let me know. All right, I'm gonna try to talk through this as best I can. Okay, so some context here. I've gone through and I've already pre-selected. Anybody who's familiar with my editing style knows, or if you've tuned in the last couple of streams that we've done, you'll know that I implement a technique called photo stitching, or you could also call it, I think its technical name is perspective panoramic. So what it is essentially is it's one image comprised of at least one image. Usually I shoot 3 to like 10, sometimes up to 20, it depends, but it's a series of images all stitched together, and then it gives you more control over framing, and the images end up being denser, easier, and printed high quality and all that stuff. So almost everything that we're editing today is a perspective panoramic edit. And I've already gone through ahead of time because I sucked up way too much time in the last stream stitching all of those photos together. So I've already gone and done that. So all of these pictures here, you guys can't see because I have the webcam over it. But there's a whole row of images here on the bottom, and we're going to be going through them one by one. And they all kind of look like this right now. Totally not edited. All they are is just kind of stitched together, and that's it. That's what we're working with. It's basically a clean slate. So yeah. Let's start with a crop here. First thing I'm going to do. Going for a vertical, 12 by 16, I think, is what's going to look best here. too much of the trees up top. I kind of shot myself in the foot here. You can see on the bottom left here, there's like a wide space. I want to be able to get further down here, but there's obviously no photo there. So I'm kind of stuck with a crop like this, but that's okay. That works. That works. There's some lovely waterfall down here though. I'd love to keep, should we just like do that? I'd love to keep the crop as much of the waterfall in here as I can get. That would be fantastic. I think I should get a little smaller so I can pull it up just a little bit like that. Does that look better? I think it's the waterfall looks better in that lower thirds. Yeah, this is tricky. I should have filled a little bit more. I think that's probably good for now. All right, let's try that. Hey, thank you so much. It's gonna get even better. Are you excited? So this is a long exposure photograph, obviously. I'm really excited about it though, because the waterfall was kind of iced over, you can see. You know? So I think it's gonna be kind of fun to see what we get with. So to save a lot of time, I've gone ahead and this is a preset that I've made. This is called Auburn. Ooh, hang on, question. What is your favorite outdoor scenery to photograph? That is an excellent question. You know, honestly, I'm not really sure if I've done enough outdoor photography to have a favorite. The ones that come to mind, geez. You know what, I am kind of prone for shooting down long stretches of roads, you know? If it's a pretty roadway and there's like trees and things, you know, crowding over the center. Yeah. Or trails. Trails are great. There's a couple of trail shots in this selection here as well. Yeah. Roads and trails. You know, and that's not just like a nature thing. That's just kind of like a me thing. I really like simplistic sort of like down the lane shots. Where I can really pull focus to the center. And whether that's out in nature or kind of in like a minimal style in a home or something, that's kind of what I gravitate towards. So I would say, yeah. Pathways. As you can see, my my post on Instagram today, that's right up there. Boardwalk. It's a pathway. All right. So I've thrown Auburn on here. This is my preset. I made this. And this is definitely, you can kind of see the similarities already with the post from today and what I'm looking at here. So the idea behind the preset is to kind of get me pretty close to what looks like it matches my Instagram grid. I'm primarily editing for Instagram here. And then I'll make some minor tweaks and touch these puppies up. So we're gonna get right into it here. I already know the highlights are kind of crazy. There's a lot of wonderful detail in that water, so I'm gonna pull those highlights down. I know my way around these presets pretty well, so I kind of just have a really ununiform approach to editing. I'll just kind of jump around between all these different points and just play around and see what works and what doesn't. And ultimately, I'll land on a photo that I'm very happy with, usually, most of the time. All right, exposure. Yes, do you see that? Oh my gosh. All I've done is click like 2 things. And this photo already looks amazing. Okay. I already know I have some graduated filters playing around here on the side. There's some really great... This is so exciting for me because I haven't properly ever photographed like winter or fall. And this whole year has been just like playing around with these colors for the first time. And I kind of really went crazy with the fall colors. Making the greens, you know, orange and stuff like that. But, you know, now we're getting into winter time and all of the snow, and in this case, you know, a frozen kind of waterfall. I'm excited to play around with these colors. Yeah, I'm just like, I'm amped. I'm amped. There's a bunch of snow shots in here, so we're gonna keep it rolling. So something that I'm going to be battling with this photo, there's some wonderful texture in these rocks, but the nature of long exposure photography gives it a very whimsical sort of floaty vibe, you know? So I kind of have to be careful with how I play around with texture and clarity in this guy. I have to find something, when I land on it, I'll be like, oh yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking for. You see, that's like too much. That's too untexturized. But I think somewhere in the middle, maybe a good place to start. -10. I have a lot of files loaded up. A lot. So clicking around over here and watching the edits happen, there might be a little bit of a delay. I don't really notice it, but I know the stream picks it up a little bit, so hopefully that's not terrible. You see, if I pull clarity up too much, the waterfall starts to look like it's all iced. That's looking good. Yes, 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 yes. I am so happy with this photo already. Let's see, what am I noticing? Orange. I'm noticing a lot of orange. Let's see what we can do about that. I think this is gonna make it look bad. Yeah. There it is, there's the toggle. Sometimes the colors are so close to one another. They're hard to pick out. I don't know, I kind of like... I don't like it so red. Was it sitting here before at 0? Yeah, I think so. I think I want to play around with the saturation. No less the... No. Too crazy. I think that's pretty... I think where I've got it is pretty good for that. Let's see. Yeah, these aquas. The aquas and the blues sometimes get away from me. So I've been a little bit more cautious with them lately. I don't usually notice them until after the photo's posted, and then I see it like alongside everything else, and I kind of go, oh, there's way too much blue in that. Let's pull that down just a little bit. So there's still hints of blue, but it's still very much like a white waterfall. I'm looking kind of down here while I'm making those adjustments. Yeah, this was so cool. Kind of like just beginning to freeze over. I caught this at such an interesting time. Let's see if I want to do anything in the midtones. There's already naturally a lot of blue and orange in this photo, so I think these adjustments are distracting myself. I think I should reverse these maybe. Let's find out. No, No, it looks bad. Undo. Run. There. Yes, luminance in this. Too much? Let's just go 20 for that. And then let's balance it out. Do we like it a little bit warmer or a little bit cooler? I've kind of pulled a lot of the blue out of the water already. Maybe nice to like give some of it back. 22. What's it look like flat even? Yeah, let's go +8 on that. Okay. I'm not sure if this is gonna do anything totally mind-blowing to me. Ooh, there's some of those blues. I don't want to get too crazy. I think I just like it as is. That adjustment. Yeah, let's pull those back. That way 15. How's everybody doing? Good? Live streaming edits is nice for me because this is already kind of something that I do. I edit really intensely for like 2 minutes, and then I have to take a breather, let my eyes kind of reset, and then I'll return to the photo, give it another look. It helps me a lot with the finer details, but it also allows me to take this time to check in with chat. How we doing, chat? I'm looking at the levels here. Is the music too quiet? Or would you rather have the music be quiet? Or I'm just gonna leave it alone, but let me know if you want it adjusted at all. Okay, let's go back. Oh yeah, certainly. You see this little reset button right down here on the bottom right? Reset button and me are best friends. All the time. Sometimes I'll load up an image and I don't even necessarily have to start with a preset. I can just kind of go in and I'll have some idea of what I want it to look like in my head, and I'll get maybe like 20 minutes into it, you know, without stopping. Oh, perfect. Glad the music is good for you. Yeah, I'll get way too far into the edit, and then I'll like take a step back and I'll look at it and then realize that it's totally not working. And sometimes the best way to just return to a clean slate is to do exactly that. Just like reset that sucker. It can also go the other way though, you know? You have to be careful, because sometimes you just kind of keep wanting to return to a photo or to an edit, And even though it's good, you just can't help but want to put your hands all over it, you know? And then eventually, just a little too many fine-tuned tweaking, and you ruin the photo. And then all of that hard work, gone. Just gotta be careful. Great question. Thank you. All right, let's see what else we got. I'm hesitant to put grain in this because I don't think it needs it. No, it did not. That's a firm no on the grain. This is one of the bigger files that I'm working with today, so it's acting just a little bit slower than normal, and that's okay. The rest of them, this is like a 9-shot photo. The rest of them, most of them today are 3, so they'll be a lot smoother. Yes, let's pull those oranges down. Have I done luminance? I have not. I missed the luminance slider. Yeah, let's not get too crazy. Let's go 25 though. I think I can pull up the yellows. Let's pull them up. Let's go 30. Ooh, we're getting somewhere. I like the aqua high. How about the blue? Too much? This is starting to look like my I have another shot. Can I pull that up? Yeah, let me pull this up. It's just like how I naturally drift towards these long exposure shots. I'll show you guys another one that I did. Oh, geez, where'd I put it? It's looking kind of similar to this one. Yeah, here we go. You see this? Here, I'll pull it down just a little bit. Are you seeing some similarities here? Yeah, I like these long exposures. They always go kind of dark for me. I don't know. That's just kind of my vibe. The colors aren't quite the same. The colors are a little more yellow in this shot. You can see. This one was big. I would not have been able to edit this photo on stream. This was a bunch. There was a bunch of pictures in that one. Okay. And this is such a tricky photo because the darks are so dark and the brights are like, there's so much detail in those whites and highlights and stuff. If I play around with those settings too much, you can make one better and one worse at the same time. So you kind of have to be careful. I will say though that this is turning into an amazing shot. Yeah, I like the haze there. No. Should I? What's that? Negative 15? Let's go negative 10. Welcome everybody. How are we? Let's keep going. All right. There is an awful lot of orange in this picture. What can I do to it? I think I maybe made the yellows too bright. No. If anything, that gives it depth. Yeah, I like them like that. I'm hesitant to pull. I kind of like how bright they are. I'll just pull it down a little bit, the saturation on the orange. Where are my extremes at? Yeah, I like the oranges where they are, kind of. I can't tell what's bothering me about this, though. Something. This might be like a save to finish later photo, maybe? And we can move on to the next one? Maybe. Oh, you know what? Let's get a radial in there while I'm here. Let's sharpen up some of the water and the rocks a little bit. And let's not... It'll also keep some attention away from like the strawiness of the stuff near the water there. Oh. Seen some extra people in here. Welcome to the stream, everybody. We're just editing some photos. We got a bunch to get through. For my photo shoot I went on yesterday out in the woods. Some really great shots in here. I'm excited to touch these up, so thank you for coming in. Yeah, that's better. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there for now. And let's jump on to the next photo. Let's take a peek. All right, this is a 3-shot perspective panoramic. So like I said before, or for anyone who who's come in who isn't aware, most of the photos that we're touching up today are stitched photographs. So at least 3 usually. Oh, I got a question. Tim! Hey, Tim. Okay, let's read that. I got excited when I saw your name. Let's read the question, actually. If you had to go pick a location anywhere in the world, where would you go to take shots? Easy answer, Iceland. I honeymooned in Iceland, and there was some photo potential while we were there, but I would really love to go back and make it an actual, like, give it an actual effort, you know, seek out shots, go visit the black sand beaches, you know. I mean, photographs of Iceland are endless. So many people, like that whole entire country has been photographed at this point. But there is just like something so unique about that place. I love it. Yeah, I want to go back there and like really give it like a photographer's angle, you know? Yeah, Iceland for sure. Great question. Okay. Let's see. My frame rate jumps a little bit. Not sure what that's about. I'm doing like 18 frames a second right now, and I'd rather be doing 30. I'm not sure what's up with that. I was having that problem on my last stream, and I thought I fixed it, but I can't tell if that's Lightroom or if that's Lightroom plus streaming, or just the file sizes I'm working with. They're pretty massive, so it could be a combination of all those things. All right, so we have some wonky angles here I'm gonna fix right out of the gate. This one will be pretty quick and clean, I have a feeling. You see, this is the same thing I was talking about earlier, Michelle, is these down the lane shots. I kind of like naturally seek them out. There's probably a better name for them, but I just like those like simple ones like that. They really get me. Okay. Let's see what presets I'm working with here. Yeah, we're slugging. We're slugging. All right, this one's gonna have a bright. I know in advance. I know in advance. This is something that I'm doing on my Instagram right now. Just pulling up those highlights, giving it. Oh, let's turn it around. You kind of make the. I'm kind of making the top of the photo almost like disappearing bright. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's working for this one, actually. No, this might not work. Maybe. That's such an extreme, though. I don't know. I'm not sure if it looks good. There's just like so much texture and stuff up there. Unless I just like start layering in exposure bumps and seeing what I can squeak out. There's just like a lot of texture in the trees up there. But it's also like enough for it to be a little distracting. You know, do I do that? Are we climbing a staircase? All the way to heaven, people. That's what it's looking like right now. I don't know if it looks good. I don't know. I think there's just too much stuff happening up top. Let's take another approach to this. I need some more upbeat jazz. This isn't working for me. Let's change it up a little bit. Let's see what that does for us. Okay, here we go. So is this going to be, you see those? That's too dark, right? The song told me it was, so I'm gonna listen to the song. Let's pop those highlights down. Yeah, this is looking better, right? We can still work with this.
This is the end of side 1 of this record. Please now turn it over for the second side. The second side.
Thank you. Okay, I'll avoid that altogether then. Although there are some photos in this selection that I know are I shot dark on purpose, and they're gonna be you might have to duck out for those quick edits. I'll let you know. All right, let's see. Shadows. Maybe we can make this like a. I wanted to go dark with it, you know, but maybe we can just make it a little contrasty. And give it some life. Give it some life. I'm looking at the. And still keep it. It's still pretty dark on the bottom. You know what? That's probably my filters down here doing that. Yeah, it is. Let's make it wider, a little more gradual. There we go. Let's darken up the sides. Like that. So we have a nice, even, clean look. It's a little bit darker on the bottom, but the rest of it is all kind of uniform. So now let's see if we can play around. So the focus of the image is kind of in this middle section of the staircase right here. And I like looking at it. So let's pull some extra attention away from the top here, since I was like a little motivated to try to get rid of it right out of the gate. So let's invert this radial. Oh, I like this song. I just kind of went for a jazz playlist, but I'm not regretting it at all. I'm enjoying this. Okay, so we're gonna feather that and Corgi cam. Lord, okay. That's so funny. Can I zoom out a little bit? You can kind of see. Puppy! She's passed out. Okay. What was I doing? I got distracted by the dog. Okay. This is a rare situation where I think clarity is doing some work here. Sometimes clarity is such a weird one because it makes things like every time somebody adjusts clarity while they're editing, I'm like, oh, they could be showing me a blank dial and I could tell immediately that it's clarity. You know, it's got a look to it. But for this photo, it's working because all of it is just kind of straight lines in this zone here, and I think that's really sharpening up the middle here. Just zeroing in your attention right into the center there. That's beautiful. Wow. Let's look at before. Look at that. Before, after. Before, after. Definitely got lots of orange in here again. That's okay. That's my vibe. But it's kind of a flat, you know? There is green and brown in here naturally, and I think there's just a little too much orange, do you think? Let's try and spice it up a little bit. Let's see what we can work with here. Immediately makes it more orange. Okay. No, I like where that's at. Yeah. I'm also hesitant to drift too far away from orange because orange is exactly what's working in my color palettes right now. I can make the staircase a little more red. It's not just doing it to the staircase though. What do I do? Oh, there's an option. It's kind of just doing the lower half. These colors are so similar. Should I kind of just not worry about it? Oh, I can brighten up. There we go. I can at least give it a little bit of depth here. You see? Now there's definitely like a background and a foreground. There was that before, but the colors were all kind of similar, so all kind of the same, so. No idea what that's doing. I think that's fine there too. No. You know, I think I like the profile corrections. Usually I like them enabled. You know, that's really just kind of a vignette. So do I just like... I'm doing that thing. I'm doing that thing where I spend too much time on a photo. Let's move on. Play around with these really quick. No. Not working. Let's leave this here for now. There's definitely something else I want to do to it. Maybe I'll do that later off stream. I think I made it too uniform, you know? There's just kind of one color in it, and I think it looks better if there's at least two dominant ones. I don't know, it just kind of looks... It's interesting, but it looks kind of boring, so we'll get to it. Okay. So hang on a second. Let me show you my face. Here we are. I'm going to adjust a quick setting in Lightroom. So just enjoy this time to relax. Sorry, I'm just trying to make the editing lag a little bit less intense. Okay, maybe that'll make it better. Let's see what that does. Let's find out. Nah. I gotta figure something out there. Okay, next photo. So this one. Every once in a while I'm out shooting, I'll come across some plant, and it looks eerily similar to a shot that I took over the summer, which I will show you right now as soon as I remember where I put it. This one, here we go. So this is a shot that I did over the summer, and I'm kind of obsessed with it, but there are things about the content in this image that I try to find other places. Just kind of naturally I drift towards things. So if I see like hanging foliage, you know, some part of me is like, ooh, I could try to recreate that image and maybe do something that'll make it a better... Like, I'm constantly trying to outdo this photo, you know? I don't think that's going to happen here with this shot. I think that, you know, obviously that's an amazing image. Yeah, this is... this is something. I'm not sure what this is going to do for me. Maybe nothing. Okay, well, let's just go ahead and see what it looks like. Looks bad. Looks bad. the lighting, I think this is kind of an indirect. This is an issue. There wasn't, like, it wasn't well lit. So I think there's not much light happening. This might just kind of be a wash photo. Yeah. This is a wash. Sorry. I already know that's going to be too much to deal with. Let's move on. Oh, more waterfalls. Can we do something else? Here we go. Okay, so this is better. This is a better version of that one that I just gave the axe to. Because it's got more of that like really soft light on it. Whereas the other one, it was just kind of all in shadow. Hang on. I think it's just because I have so many images queued up. I'm trying to see if I can fix this. Looking at some settings here. Just bear with me. I'm not sure if this is a Lightroom issue. I think it might be an OBS issue. Because the second, it's doing my face just fine at 30, and the second I jump to the screen, it drops down to 15, 18 frames a second. Something happening there. All right, well, let's just keep rolling, y'all. All right. You see how this is kind of the same shot as the other one? It's okay. It's similar. I think I could probably get some more in it if I like fudge the angle a little bit. Yeah, like that. I can get more of the bottom of it in. Yes. It's such like a soft. Is that the right word? Soft? Yeah, it just looks like so fuzzy. I don't know. Weird. This image is struggling. This is another big one, so maybe we'll skip that for now. But it looks great. I'll finish that up later. Oh, jeez. I don't know about this one. I put this in here because I thought it'd be funny to laugh at it. I think the foreground elements are much too dark to be salvageable, but I might surprise myself. Let's find out. I feel like it's already applied and I just don't notice it. Oh my god, yeah. It did like nothing. That preset did like nothing. I'm so surprised. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is salvageable. I just don't think it looks good. Next. My instincts are telling me to run, so I'm gonna do it. Waterfalls again. Staircase again. Let's find something interesting. Okay. Yeah. This is what I was excited to do. Yeah. I'm excited about this one. So these two shots are basically the same. This is 3, and this one's closer to like 5 or 6 different shots put together. And I think this one's better. I think I want to do that vertical crop, and I would do it here, but I did notice while I was plugging through these that I think I bumped the camera a little bit while I was taking this shot, because you can see it's just a little hazy. It's almost like there's 2 versions of the, you know, it's very, very subtle, but if you had this printed and you were looking at it, I think you would notice that. Whereas this one is a little more crisp and clear. The rocks are a little more, precise. So I think that's the one I'm gonna roll with. Let's get that crop roll in. Vertical, please. I think we're gonna keep that rock centered as heck. And so this is like case in point, exactly why I like to implement this technique while I'm shooting. So what I thought I was getting here was like a horizontal landscape time-lapse shot of this waterfall. And what I've ended up with, or what I've ended up doing, is choosing to recenter the photograph onto something specific. And so if this was just like a one-shot shot, crunching in on the photo like that and cropping out like at least a third of it, it would reduce the quality, and it wouldn't print at quite so high. And so I'm trying to future-proof these is essentially what I'm doing. So even if I'm not sure if I'm going to be like printing these shots, I'll sometimes do this little trick in order to kind of like save myself in the future. So I'll always have like a back catalog of printable shots kind of whenever. Yeah. So I've saved myself here by making sure I had extra coverage. And so even though I'm cropping in on the photo, I'm not taking away barely any quality, because those pixels between all 6 of these photographs that are in here or whatever are nice, and they're all layered on top of each other, and it's beautiful. Let's see what it looks like with that quick one. Okay, we're going for it. Let's see. Those blues in the shadows are annoying. I will say that straight out. Okay. Yeah, look at that. The darker you get. Let's not make it too dark. Or was it before? Right here. Let's pull it down. Bring some detail back in that water. And then let's immediately do a radial on this guy. I mean, obviously that's the center of the photograph, so if we pull the exposure down kind of around it, a very natural sort of vignette looking thing. Beautiful. Look at that. Beautiful. Let's duplicate that. Make it smaller. I'm trying to preserve as much detail in the ice there as I can. So let's invert this one. Reset the exposure. Up the texture. Is that what I want to do? Texture. I think clarity looks better down, which I'm surprised by. Oh geez. Nope. Let's go 10 on, or 9. Let's go 9 on that. Let's increase sharpness. Like a nice 42. That sounds good. There, look at that. Before, after. Okay. There's progress being made here. Yeah, I like this a lot better when it's just kind of like that non-aqua blue and orange. Otherwise, it makes it look a little bit green. Yeah, it kind of betrays the colors I have pre-existing, but I think that looks much better. These might look like subtle differences to some people, but like, dang, I notice it. What else we got? There's a little bit of orange in here in this photo up here, so that makes me so happy. I don't think I want to mess with the primaries too much. If anything, I drag it this way a little bit. That did something. Yeah, I like it there. Whatever I did. Cool. let's go to these, back to these basic settings here. The water is definitely one of the standouts in this image. The water and the rock in the center. So let's bring the whites up. It's not a black and white photo, but it kind of looks like it at first glance, and I'm kind of liking that about this. It makes you look like a couple of times at it, you know? Do we like it darker like that, or do I bring the shadows up? I think I can bring I can afford to bring the shadows up a little bit. Let's go -10 or 12. That's where it stopped. No, don't like that. Obviously, I'm looking, these are extreme, but I'm just looking at what the color is doing, and then I'll tone it down once I land on which one I like. It was yellow before, and that's kind of where it looks the most natural, even when it's extreme. I might want to go a tinge orange with it, though, and then pull it back. Let's see where it was. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Let's see what it looks like. Let's just, like, ballpark it. Nope. This looks better. Yeah. Just a little bit of like orange in there, and that's kind of it. Let's balance it out a little bit though. There we go. We can bring some of the oranginess back with the balance. Let's pull it up to okay. I think this is good for right now. I might go back and do some tweaking to it later. But for now, this is looking pretty good. I did forget to check filters though, so let's look at those. Yeah, let's space this out a bunch. A lot more gradual. Ooh, you see? I'm glad I went in and moved that. When you open up the water, it's so good. The water is so good in this. I think this was, for anyone that's curious, I think this was, I'm trying to remember how long the exposure time was for these. It's not crazy. I think it was like 4 or 5 seconds. Maybe 10, max 10 seconds. One thing that's nice, I'll say this, because long exposure photography and photo stitching, or the perspective panoramic technique, it's hard to do with water. Oftentimes when you do that with water, when you start stacking the photos on top of each other, you have to go in and like fine tune it, because water is fluid, it's always moving. And especially when you're dealing with like waves and things, it can really mess up how the photos kind of blend together. Oftentimes it requires a lot of hand tweaking and extra work. But when you're specifically you're using that technique with long exposure photography, when you're doing long exposures of water moving, it naturally kind of levels itself out. And so you're not really dealing with moving water necessarily. It's like, it's more uniform, you know? I found that using this technique with long exposures when it comes to water is always the better way to go. If you're dealing with waves or like landscapes with shorelines, unless the water is absolutely still, long exposure, even if it's just like a second or two, it can really make that much of a difference. It surprises me. Tips and tricks, everybody. Yes, obviously I want to preserve as much of this bright, light, fluffy water as I can. I don't want to darken it up too much. I will darken up the sides though to bring even more attention to it. This spot right here, this was hiding, but it is so pretty right there. I love that. Love, love, love. That's interesting. Yeah, that looks good. Look at that. What do we think? Let's look at the before. Wow. After. Looks good. Success. All right, moving on. Like I said, look at that. I got extra on the sides too. That was the better photograph to work with. Although now that I'm looking at this one, I might adjust the crop a little bit. I might tilt it a little bit more, but I'll do that later. Next photo. Trail. Here we go. Right on theme. Straight narrow pathways. Here we go. This one curves a little bit, John. Uh-oh. Crazy, crazy. Let's see what this looks like. If I'm being honest, this is just kind of looking like stuff that I've done already. And that is out of the gate a little concerning. Let's just go a little ways in and see if I can. I think I shot this with a pretty narrow focal length or aperture. I think I was shooting at like 2 or 2.2. And since we're doing tips and tricks right now, when you're shooting with a narrow or with a smaller aperture, and then you do this photo stitching technique, what you kind of end up with is like a wonky looking photo. I think I found the most success shooting these perspective panoramas. I found the most success doing them in apertures larger than like 3.2, 4. I would start at 4, you know? It just kind of like, it does something weird to like, I don't know if it's just like an effect of the actual photos being stitched together and like how fine-tuned those really short apertures can be, but like it just does something wonky to it. And I think that's what I'm dealing with here. Like it's kind of not so sharp, and then it gets really sharp for like a foot, and then it gets hazy again after that, you know? I'm gonna skip this one for now. I might return to it later, but it's just not jiving. Okay. I already know this is a big, massive file, so I'm going to skip that one. This one's a little bit more tame. We're getting out of the woods a little bit here with these ones. Maybe I'll touch this one up, and then I'll copy and paste the settings onto the previous one, and we'll see what it looks like. We'll see how long it takes to chug it out. All right. Okay, so I already know whether at some point in this edit, earlier on or afterwards, after stream, but this crane here, that is a content-aware fill mission. It is asking for it. That is the jump is nice. Ugly, I'm gonna have to go in and take that out. So, I already know that's happening. Let's pull the highlights right out of the sky. I like it white, but the jump is like too metal. And it's too distracting. All right. All right, let's see what we got here. I'm noticing, obviously, the orange is the orange and blues. Maybe I need to adjust this preset, but oftentimes I always end up adjusting and toning down the orange and the blue. But maybe it's good that I have it so strong so that like when I go in, I know. And it forces me to like get my hands in it a little bit. I think it's the luminescence on this one, on the orange. That's just, I don't know. I like the luminescence in the foreground. Not so much just the actual thing. Let's pull it just a little bit down, like 22. Let's just figure that out. And then the hues, let's adjust these. Oh, it's doing it to the sky too. Yeah, I think I like it. More toned down. I'm liking this photo, but I'm not feeling very inspired to work on it. For some reason. I'm just kind of looking at it, it's making me tired, so I'm gonna move on. Okay, we got something fun here. Wood pile, we got a wood pile. I stitched this one together as well. Although I'm not sure if I needed it. Let's get that crop. Okay. I'm gonna try and balance it out and get as much space on, as much non-wood space on the bottom as the top. So it's nice and just like, nice and clean. I don't know, that line on the bottom is like, not jiving with me. It's like so precise. Am I gonna have to crunch this one down? Maybe I can like just cut the bottom. I thought that was gonna look good, but the second I okayed that, it was bad. Here, let's do this. Yeah, that looks good. And then we can keep this dog sticks out. We can keep him in the third there. That'll look good. Yeah. Okay. All right. Oh, Jesus, music again. Every once in a while it hits one of these slow songs. I gotta skip it. All right, this one's fun. Let's take another breather, everybody. How we doing? Ah. I'm kind of bummed that these root beers don't have caffeine in them. I could feel like I could use some. Whew. All right. Back in. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get it. I can't promise that I won't do something cringy like that again. Okay. Okay. What's the longest you've taken to edit a photo? The longest one I did a and shortest. Yeah. Okay. The longest one was I was doing, I can show you actually. People may have seen this already, but let's find it. My recollection on this was immediate. I knew exactly which photo took me the longest to edit. Let's pull it open. Here, let's see. Screen and face. This one. Can you see that? Lord. I'll make it smaller, but it's hard. Check that out. This might be familiar to some people. This is a shot that I call the neighbor's view. Yeah, this one took me the longest to edit, and I'll tell you why. Don't ignore my dog, she's adorable. This photo is another of that technique, that photo stitching technique. But instead of being like the 3 images or like the 6 to 9 that we're dealing with here today, this image is comprised of 39 different pictures put together. And I don't know why I think I was like testing to see like how far I could push my my computer and and see if it could handle a file that big. Barely is the answer to that. Barely. Yeah, and the tricky part, I was talking about long exposure photography and water a little bit before, but the trickiest thing to work with long exposure photography, this isn't long exposure, but like with this photo stitching, the hardest thing to work with photo stitching is fog. Because if you divide this up evenly into like 39 different photos, you're gonna have just shots of sky and fog, and in this case the fog on this lake here is so similar to the color of the fog in the sky. Lightroom and Photoshop will normally do the photo stitching automatically, and it'll like it's got software, it'll detect where the edges are, and it'll align everything perfectly for you. However, since I was dealing with so much fog in this photograph, I had to hand stitch every shot. So it took me a long time. Definitely more than a full day. I think I kept returning to this photo. I think it probably took me from start to finish, if I take out all the dead space in between, it probably took me like 2 full days to finish. This was a big one. But the result is that I've got a lovely panorama that you can just crunch in on these details almost as close as you want. And it's just like look at that. That's insane. And so I'm going to zoom out, and that's the entire photograph is that. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy to me. So that's the longest. And let's see. Shortest, honestly, it's probably back in the day when I was kind of just starting to take photography seriously. And I had just gotten my first DSLR. I was a Canon 70D I was working with. And back in the day, before I really knew anything about how to properly edit photos or anything like that, or how to like I look over here and I see all of these adjustments, I think all I knew how to do was like this section and like nothing else. Like everything else was a mystery to me. So what I did was I went out and I bought like a pack of presets from like a YouTuber or some creator or something. And I think back then, like if you scroll back far enough on my Instagram, you can see like shots that definitely don't look like mine, and like they look edited, but they look badly edited. It was literally just me slapping creators' presets right on top of my images and then posting them like in swaths. Like I just select 5 images at a time. It didn't matter what the settings looked like beforehand, what colors were in them. I just put the preset on it and export it. And so those were probably the fastest images I've ever edited. Just like literally with one click. And I paid the price for it dearly because they don't look good. But here I am now knowing how to properly edit photographs. And if that was just a part of that process, then I guess I have to celebrate it for that. But yeah, those were the fastest edits I've ever done. One click edits. Okay. Great question. Let's return to the logs here. Okay. So I'm noticing blue in the highlights up here. Let's toss the blues. As soon as my computer will let me. I gave it too much. Lord. I think it's the streaming software. I think I'm probably crunching the output and then re-exporting it in a higher quality than it needs to be or something. I will figure that out. Okay, did it fix itself? There we go. All right, we're back. I just noticed this music. This ain't jazz. This is a jazz playlist. There we go. That's better. Okay. I can be a little generous with clarity here, but nothing too crazy. Yeah. Let's do it. No. Yeah. That's it. All right, now let's see. The highlights. I see the highlights are yellow, but I can definitely see blue up here. Is it the shadows? Or maybe it's just my my hues. That's exactly it. Can you see it up there? Yeah. Let's even those hues out right there. Yeah, middle. Yeah, that's not too much for me. I might have to balance this one out. No, I already did that. The hill up here I'm seeing, it's like a little distracting. Okay. I keep getting distracted. Let's move on from that one for now. Okay, so now we're getting into some interesting territory here. Look at these like snow blasted trees up here. That is so interesting to me. Let's see what it looks like. liking the color of the trees up here. Actually, I think this is a one shot. Yeah. This is not one of the few photos in this selection that is not a stitched photograph. Straight out of camera, this one. I think I like him in the lower thirds. Yeah. But I want to straighten out the tree a little bit. You see how it's kind of just a little bit crooked? It's bothering me. It may just naturally be like that, but nonetheless, I have the power, so don't mind if I do. Does that look better? It looks a little bit cleaner that way, I think. Yeah, those highlights have to come down. This guy looks like he's floating on a cloud, on a textureless cloud. I want to give it some texture, but not a lot. Just enough to let you know that it's not just like totally blown out. This is going to be tricky for me, you know, like I mentioned earlier at the top of the stream, is because I haven't like properly edited like winter photos before, and so we're gonna start seeing the beginnings of me struggling to learn how to do that. All part of the journey. I don't want to make the photo any darker because those colors in those trees are so lovely. It's just barely orange, you know? I'm loving it. I'm liking it a lot. Let's pull the shadows up there and we can maybe take care of that. I think I pulled it too far. Let's do 15. What is with this music? This is... You know, I'm not hating it. It's kind of fun. I'll leave it on for a bit. It's kind of scatty. All right, I gotta fix those trees. Those trees are looking a little weird. It's the yellow, I think. Yup, there it is. I don't know about this, guys. Let's change this. It was fun the first half, but... No. Okay. All right. And so it is. I can't tell if this is like a ripoff of a song. Yeah, I'm hearing like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer in here or something. It's gonna bother me, so I'm gonna change it. Hope you enjoyed all of like 6 seconds of it though. I had less problems with the music further up on this playlist, so I'm just gonna start it at the top and hope I have less problems. Okay, back to the photo here. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, that aqua. These aquas are sometimes... These are going to be tricky in the winter time because it naturally pulls those like those brighter colors right into those. It's almost like a green, but I like it a little bit more blue. Yeah, like a darker blue. I like it a little bit more. Yeah, let's roll with it. Let's adjust the balance. Away from that nonsense. This gives it some, yeah, this gives it some orange. Let's get some warmth in here for a snowy photo. Listen to me. Make it warm. God. Some people popping in and out. I'm seeing you. How you guys doing? Welcome. Really chill editing stream here for you today. Just crunching through some photos from a shoot the other day. Real chill. Got some jazz playing for you. I hope you enjoy. Okay. Nope, definitely enabled. I'm hesitant because I know it's going to butcher the snow. Yeah, I can't deal. I can't deal. Let's look at before. After. This one's a little more subtle. Those greens are definitely orange, and we've played around a little bit in the snow. That's funny. Yeah, nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. I am those blue shadows though in here. I like it. I like how it contrasts this section here, but it's almost too noticeable. Instead of coming over here and looking at the snow blasted trees, I'm just kind of noticing the blue. You know, it kind of looks like a pocket here. So maybe I can adjust that a little bit more. Let's find out. And actually, while I'm here, I know there's some. Do we like it better? I think I want... It's a little too intense for me. So let's stretch it out and just kind of let it affect the branches up here maybe, you know, so they're not quite so obvious. And the same thing over here. I don't really want to touch the snow with these because the second these filters kind of start coming across the snow, it starts to look blue. You see that? It just looks blue. And I want to keep a lot of the nice fluffy white in the... Yeah, it looks a little more natural. Natural, and I'm changing colors in the photograph. Okay. Yeah, bluey shadows. Let's adjust those blue shadows here. I think, yeah. Yeah, they are blue, see? Too much. But I also don't know which direction. Oh, that's interesting. I feel like I should have some blue in it, but maybe like... Red is kind of interesting, and it doesn't totally ruin it. Or maybe like just like a different color blue, you know, instead of that color blue, like an aqua, pull it back a little bit more natural. Like right there. That looks pretty good, huh? It almost looks like I've pulled saturation out of it. Yeah. Okay. I'm jiving with that. That looks good. And also, just to point it out, these guys, they were working and I was watching what they were up to. These are hoses for the snow blowers that they were working on the hill. And instead of walking the hoses up the hill or starting high and going low, they tied them to this thing and were like running it up the hill. They were using it like an ATV or something. They looked like they were having fun. Just a couple of dudes, you can see them in there. I'm not sure if that's standard procedure or anything. Maybe they just really enjoy the work they do. All right. Are we good with this photo for now? I think so. I think so. Let's move on to another one. What we got? Something similar here. It's kind of the same as the other photo. Snow blasted. I'm definitely going to worry about the blues. Let's just copy the development settings and paste them and see if it just automatically does something I like. Check all except crop. Or actually, no. Let's check crop so I don't have to do it. Oh, there we go. I was waiting for it to pop. Okay, let's see. This crop we gotta fix. Constrain. Should we even this out? So I know, because I've been here a few times, that this pole kind of naturally leans left a little bit. So if I straighten this out, yeah, look at this sign down here. I should be making angles off of that, you know? Yeah, it just looks like too clean, you know? Let's do an angle adjustment off of this guy, because I think this is straight up and down. This is what it's supposed to be at. Oh jeez. I mean, that's what's naturally happening here, but it's like that's almost too extreme. Also, I think I have a better shot of this chairlift. I do. Right here. I see it. Yeah, because I took the I knew that little chair thing in this on the side was in the shot, so I took another one. Let's fix this crop because it sucks. Crunchy, crunchy. Okay. This is a little less jarring. I think I've taken it at a slightly different angle. It's a little less jarring, although I'm wondering if I should I adjust for like the horizon line here, even though I know this isn't the horizon line. Yeah, it's very subtle, but maybe that'll do it. Let's take a peek. What's that look like? Yeah. I wanted to try to find somebody because they were working here, and I really wanted to try to find somebody I could talk to see if I could get much closer to this thing, but I didn't want to do anything risky. I certainly wasn't, you know, trespassing or anything, but I didn't want to like do anything that would have been dangerous, but I really wanted to get closer to that chair in particular because, oh, it's so pretty. That's the closest I could get, unfortunately. Nobody was around to answer my questions. Shame on them. Okay. I think I can pull the highlights down even further in this one. Or as high up as I can get. One of those two. No chill. Yes, no. It's going to be such a unique challenge. Looking forward to it. Let's move on. No, I skipped a couple because I bailed on that one. I don't care about that one. What's this guy? Oh, there's an interesting one. Snow on the left and the right one. It's just kind of lightly frosted. I'm gonna end up doing the same thing with the chairlift stuff with that one, so I'll just leave that alone for now. This one was taken through a crummy looking window. I'm not sure if that's gonna give it an artsy vibe or not, but we shall see. Okay, here's a little shack. Let's see if we can do something cool with this. If we play around with some blurs and some vignetting, I think we could maybe turn this into something pretty neat. Let's take a peek. Okay. Center or lower third? It kind of bums me out that I can't see the whole tree. These are massive trees, by the way, though. So, like... That's too much. Let's roll it back a little bit. Better. All right, let's see what this looks like. I'm trying to picture in my head what I want the final product to look like. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah. Let's adjust this shenanigans. Let's get rid of this guy. Yeah. It's just kind of, it's just like an exposure adjustment, but it's making it look blue. This whole season is going to be, it's going to pose some unique challenges for me. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. That one looks fine because it's gradual. I'm not sure if I need this one, or maybe I can just limit it to the top. Blue, it looks so blue. I think snow has a very natural blue tint to it. It's just like hard to notice. But cameras capture it. I think I want to make that exposure even less. Almost nothing. Yeah, it looks better. Orange. Crank that balance over. There's even just a little bit still, and it's like it's bothering me a little bit. I think I prefer the snow to look a lot more of that clean white color, which is a bummer because like all my photos right now have blue in them. I might just have to bite the bullet on that and find another way. This whole season's gonna make me adjust like my entire color palette like drastically. I'm not sure if I'm ready for it. Okay. So let's do some vignetting now. No. So tricky. Just keep it subtle, you know? There's too much detail in these photos. I might need to bring this one into Photoshop because I think I wanna do some blur vignettes, and that's hard to do in Lightroom. There's like no blur treatment. I can pull the texture out of stuff, but I'm not sure if that's what I'm after. Not that kind of look. Yeah, I think this is gonna have to be, unless I can do it here. I didn't even check. Nope. I'm not even gonna try. I'll bring this into Photoshop later and I'll adjust this one manually. I think that's what it needs. Yeah, okay, moving on. More wood, we've already done wood, let's move on. That one, I'll tweak that later. That's gonna be a big one. Light bulbs. I need something different. I don't know, this is all kind of in the same. Here's a nice landscape. This is gonna be a big file though. This is another one of these big ones. Let's try it though. Let's see what we got. I love that lake, nice and center. Let's see how it looks with. Like that. Okay, all right. It disappeared. It ceased to exist. Tricky. Which one do I do? I think this one. You see, this is like a heightened example of what I'm talking about with these aqua blues. It's right here. You see that? This is so unnatural. It's not even like a look. It's just like, why is it like that? You know? Yeah. Let's toss that. Let's bring it back. Pull the exposure up. Yeah, this is a big file. It's having trouble loading in. Let's see how far we can get with it. Okay. See, I've kept a little bit of that aqua color in there, but nothing too crazy. The foreground is bothering me just a little bit. I might just like bite the bullet on that one. It's pretty, but I wish I was up even higher, you know? Like on top of a tower or something. Even higher than this. Having the open field is nice because then I can actually see, but is this forest on the left here? And kind of this stuff on the right. I wish I could just like get rid of it, but you know, then it wouldn't be the same landscape, would it? Highlights, bring up the shadows. I like the color of the pine trees a little bit darker. So maybe I'll... It's almost so dark you can't tell what it is though. Does that make sense? I'll just leave it like that for now. I already adjusted these. I don't think I need to adjust this. I think that looks fine. Yeah, that's a very natural looking like straw orange color. Shadows. Oh, that's kind of like a sepia look, isn't it? Do I flip this one and make the shadows kind of yellow? And then let's try it and see what, let's see what it looks like. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, like right there. That's not bad. Let's try that. Let's pull down the luminance though on that. Just a smidge. Yeah. Like right there. And then let's balance it out. Like right there. Looks good. Okay. I don't know. This is like a nice, this is just kind of like a nice landscape. Let's move on, because I'm staring at it too long. Okay. This one's dark as heck. This is actually a recreation of another shot that I've done. I was in the same location, and I noticed the first shot I have, there's a little door here. The first shot I have of this door, it's red. But for whatever reason, they went through and they painted it black. And I thought that was an interesting choice. So I returned. You can still see there's like, I think it photographs better black though, honestly. Or it lends itself a little bit more to my mood. Those highlights are a little out of hand though. Something off about it. Instead of going off the doorway, I'm going to go off of the bricks here. Because these were probably laid flat. Does that make sense? Yeah, it's very subtle. That's a nice photo. Fine tuning later. Looks good for now. I don't feel like dealing with that one. Another path. I got lots of those already. That's a big photo. That's big. This one will be a little bit different here. Just trying to keep the ones on the stream varied. I'll go through and do the other ones on my own time. Hi. Don't chew my sweater. No, I'm not gonna play with you if you're biting. Sorry, be better. She's heckin' cute though. Okay. Oh geez, what have I done? That exposure is crazy. Oh. Okay. Let's see what the other stuff looks like. That's different. Oh, this one's pretty. That's not even like... Ooh, I like the colors in this one. Look at that. Look at these leaves, man. Green and orange. They look good together. Okay. This is gonna be one of those photos. Every once in a while I'm editing, there's like a photo that I just like, my instincts tell me to run a different direction with it, and then I end up not being able to fit it into my existing like look or my grid or my Instagram or whatever. But I have a feeling that's where this photo is taking me. It's so like contrasty. I kind of really dig it. It's a different look. Yeah, it's dark. I enjoy. Yes! It's a totally different look, but you know. I'm adjusting. Look how small of a space that the focus is on. Like if I adjust the texture, it's only affecting like just that tiny little pocket. That's the focus area right there. Crazy. Okay, where was it? Was that where it started? Let's pull it back actually a little bit. And clarity, I have a feeling is gonna be annoying. No, clarity looks good on this one. Let's not get crazy though. That's fun. This photo is surprising me. I think I could have probably kept it a little bit darker still. Oh, that looks good. I like it over here. This is such a weird photo. This is a weird photo. I'm making all these changes to it, and it kind of looks good every way I'm doing it. I'm gonna get stuck trying to like decide. This is an example of like one of those photos where I just run with it so far that I end up just resetting it and starting over. Exactly like we were talking about earlier in the stream. I can feel myself just being pulled in like 6 different directions with this one. So I have to be careful. Yeah, I like the, oh, that's better like that. Yes, green. Let's pull it a little more yellow. Yes, it looks good. Okay. I feel like we're nearing the end of the stream here, so I'm just going to kind of call it quits on that one. And let's see. Trails. We've done lots of trails. This one is probably the most interesting out of them. I just want to see what this what my quick little preset guy looks on it, and then we'll move on. Just so I can think about it later. Okay, yeah, let's move on. All right. Yes, we're into some good shots now. Are you guys ready? This will be good shots to end the stream on. We got some good ones here. Okay, not this one. I already know what that one's gonna look like. Here we go. Look at this. Look at this old shack, huh? Check this one out. And I went ahead and I already know what this one's gonna look like. This is a big one though. Woo! Yeah. Doing work to this one. Constrain. Yeah, like right there. I was so lucky. I should have done another shot or two like over here, but I was lucky. I was able to get hanging on by a thread over here, but I was just able to get the entire building in this shot. It does look like it needs to be. Oh, I can't. Oh no. Am I gonna eat my own words here? The angle bothers me a little bit. Can I just adjust a little bit like that? Am I still able? No, it clipped. That's okay. Okay, well, let's not worry about the crop. We'll worry about the crop later. Let's just take a look at the colors here. So the tiling on the roof is probably exactly those colors, but... Yeah, this is a big file. It's burning. Wow. Yeah, this file's gonna be too big for me to work with on stream. That's unfortunate. It's a good one. So let's move on. Yes. Yes. Okay. I already when I saw this shot, before I had even taken the photo, I knew that this was gonna be a good shot. I could tell before I even clicked the button, man. I knew it. I knew it. All right, so let's get the crop going. I feel like I can adjust the angle just a little bit. This way. Yeah, like right there. Let's kind of get that direct center. Okay. You guys ready? Let's roll with it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Dang. Fine tuning to be done for sure, but that, gosh, I gotta stop zooming in on these photos. It's just like, the files are too big. It just can't handle it. It looks good though. This is a good photo. This is a good shot. This is probably one of my favorites out of the bunch. Yeah. I barely have to do work to this photo. It's already doing so much just by itself. I want to pull these greens. They're already kind of yellow. That's as far as they'll go, actually. I wanted to do more, but that's it. That's as far as they go. Yeah, no, I can't. The aqua's gotta go. No. I'm gonna have to desaturate that one. It's too much. This one ain't even doing anything. Sometimes you expect a slider to do a bunch of stuff, and then it don't. Yeah, let's pull the saturation out of this one, I think. Or is it this one I'm after? Nope, it's the yellows. Is it? Oh god, I can't even tell. Orange? No, I think it's the blue that's bothering me here. Let's pull the orange down just a little bit, like that. Oh no, do I like it up? I'm so indecisive on this photo. I know it's a good photo, so I'm freaking myself out. I'm panicking a little bit. Let's work on something else. Let's try balancing out the tones here. Let's see what this does. Yes, there we go. Okay, that's what I was looking for. It was in the primaries. Sometimes those hue sliders just like they're not quite doing as much as you want it to do. And that's what it is, the green primary. That's the slider I'm after. Yes, look at that. Yeah, much more brown. I might have to do some adjustments over here because I can definitely still see the green in that one. But they look so pretty brown or orange. I'll pull it back just a little bit. Wow. Yeah, this is good. Okay, if I get too into this one, I'll just spend like hours working on that. So let's move on. There's another one. It's like the same thing. Fun, fun, fun. This one. I think we're gonna end the stream on this shot. So I'll touch this one up real quick, and then we'll call it good, because I got other stuff to do, guys. But this is also another one of my favorite shots from the shoot. So do you remember how I was saying earlier how if you're shooting and doing photo stitching with a small aperture under 3.2, I think I was saying, you run into this problem where too little of your image is in focus and too much. Like, okay, so I shot this. Let's take a look here, because I think it tells me. It doesn't tell me what aperture I was shooting at, though. Can I look that information up? I don't know. It's probably in the metadata somewhere, but you know, I can't be bothered. I know I was shooting in a low aperture for this one, but I got lucky. I got lucky because where it happens to be in focus, right here in the center, also happens to be on the same plane as the building on the side and the tree on the right. And there's nothing kind of next to them, so it gives you, there's more packed into that aperture setting, and then it doesn't look so jarring because the things in the distance are further back. There's less of a transition, and so I got lucky with this one, and I think the result is a really, really nice looking image. It just gives it just makes it look odd enough that it makes you look at it more, you know? It's got a weird effect. I really dig it though. This is one of my favorite ones. Yeah. Wow. Looks good. I already know this is gonna be amazing. Let's just slap it on. Yes. Oh my gosh. This photo, it looks so good. Look at that. Yeah. Do I have to do any work to this? Yes, definitely. Oh man. Definitely have to do work to this one. But it's like the adjusting that I have to do to this is so minute. It's doing so much work already. So much. Very, very minor adjustments here. Too much. Yeah, I think where it's at is perfect. Too much. Too much? Yeah, too much. I like the orange in the distance, but it is quite saturated, so I'm gonna just a little tiny bump. Tiny bump. Yeah, that orange color is really nice on this. What else is bothering me? Not much. These tones are all complementing each other. I think there's some highlight issues here. Let's go and look at this. You know, I think it was good. Yeah, I'm just noticing around the trees in the distance there, you can kind of see they've got a bit of like a line around them. And I want to be careful to make sure that if that's something that I can fix just by adjusting some highlights, because that's where it's at before. Honestly, I think that's the best that looks. Ooh, is that it? Is that the slider? Is that what makes the difference here? Balancing? Yes. Yeah, those lines disappeared. Look at that. Sometimes you just find exactly what you're looking for by accident. Looks lovely. Lovely. Let's take a second peek. Oh, I like the idea of just like getting crazy, like going totally full in with that. But since there's metal in this shot, the rails, it's best to have the blues in there because they complement each other very well. It just keeps it clean and natural. Clean. Maybe not natural because we're obviously doing some crazy stuff here, but clean. Let's adjust this green primary. because that's been working for me on a couple of these shots, and see what that does. Almost nothing. It just makes the oranges look even better. Yeah. Yeah. Let's not go quite so crazy. Let's go 40. Negative 40. Yes. Yes. Okay. Wow, look at that shot. Okay, let's adjust these because I know it needs it. A little more gradual. We're definitely going to highlight the tracks here. What looks best? I think right about there. Right about there. And I don't have to do much. I don't have to do much refining in this area because it looks so crunchy already. Wow. Let's let it load in a little bit. If it'll do it. It's not even giving me like a loading. There it is. It just popped. Yeah, wow. You can see that focal distance is so small. I think it covers maybe about 3 or 4 feet there. You see that? And I just like nailed what it was focusing on. Building in focus, plant in focus over here. It gives such the depth of field in this shot is so unique. It's so unique. Yeah, this is wild to look at. I love this shot. This is a great shot. Wow. How about that, everybody? Let's see how we're doing. I never quite nailed that. Wow. How about this one? There it is. Final shot of the evening. Probably the one that I will end up doing the least amount of work to outside of the stream. Phenomenal. I can't wait to get that one out into the public and people can experience that. Man, that's a great shot. I'm really proud of that one. Wow. All right. Here we are, everybody. At the end. Where'd my chat go? Chat window. I lost it. There we are. It took me this entire 2-hour stream to finish this root beer. Guys, this has been fun. This has been fun. Obviously, the Lightroom glitchy issue is something I'll take a look at. Hopefully it's not a lost cause kind of situation because I really like editing photos on stream. It's either the broadcasting software or it's the dense files that I'm working in. It's one of those two, or it's both maybe, I don't know. Just can't handle it for some reason. Anyways. This has been awesome. I really appreciate that y'all stuck around and hung out. There's a bunch of people coming in and out, just popping in real quick, and I appreciate you too. And anyone else, this video will post public after the stream ends. And so anybody else who's going through and just casually giving this a watch while they're going about their day or whatever, I appreciate you too. Thank you so much for watching. I think jazz works for these. Yeah, I've been experimenting with jazz over the last 2 streams, and I think it's just like these jazz beats are just like, it works so nicely with the photo editing. It's great. All right. Well, thank you so much, everybody. What a wonderful stream. Thank you, everybody, for all the questions and all that stuff. It's been so fun chatting with you. Let's see, what else can I plug? Since y'all are here, I'll plug my my print shop just for the hell of it. My entire print shop, link is down in the description down below. My print shop is 31% off the entire month of December. And I will be adding a couple of these shots to that print shop before the month is out. So if there's something that you really liked in here, it will eventually, before the end of the month, be put up. So keep an eye out for that kind of thing if you're into it. There is a discount code for that, just so it's said. It's not just, you have to... The discount, there's a pop-up when you open up the print shop. It'll say there's a discount code there for you. That'll give you the 31%. All right. Well, I think that's it. That's it for me. This has been so great. Thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out. I think that's the 3rd time I've thanked everybody, but you know, this was a good stream. I had fun. And thank you for helping me test. This is, like I said at the top, this is the first stream that I've done on YouTube. And I'm happy that the stream is existing in the same place as where I post my videos. So that way, if you're following or if you're subscribed here, you're getting notifications for both. I think there's some fun to be had. So if you're not subscribed yet, make sure you are. You'll get notifications when I go live and when I post new videos, at least once a week for the videos. At least once a week for the streams. All right. I think I'm going to call it quits there, you guys. Thank you again so much. This has been a wonderfully fun, calm, chill, productive stream. I got a lot of good work on some of these shots. Made some headway, and I'm proud of that. If I let this drag out any longer. All right. That's it for me. I'll let you guys enjoy the end of this song, but have a good rest of your evening. Take care. See you in the next stream.